Hey guys, thought I'd just make a quick video on how I removed my fifth wheel ball from my truck. Bought this 2022 GMC Denali, super nice truck. Brought it home and it had the fifth wheel ball in it. It's got one of these puck systems that a lot of your late model Dodge, Ford, GMC, Chevy trucks all use. Stupid design if you ask me, but is what it is. But the ball was in there and I couldn't get it out. Most of you are familiar with how these puck systems work. You have the ball with these retaining ball bearings in there. This pin rotates and holds them in an outward position so they can lock into this race that's inside the receiver. Trying to get it out, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of message boards. Most suggested wrapping a chain around the ball here, and either with a floor jack up on blocks or using a shop crane, pull on the ball while beating on it with a hammer after soaking it with penetrating oil. That didn't work for me. I started out using PB Blaster. I used that, sprayed around the edge of the ball here so that it could migrate down the sides and hit the little ball bearings. Couldn't get it. Crawled underneath the truck, popped the plastic cap off the bottom here. That allowed me to drive the centerpiece out with a punch, the piece that holds the ball bearings in place. That gave me access to the ball bearings up inside here. I soaked those with PB Blaster. Again, let it sit overnight. Still no luck. I switched to liquid wrench, tried that. Still no luck. Was getting pretty frustrated. I finally got a small rosebud put on my torch, got up underneath, and I heated it here pretty hot, got almost cherry red, and again beat on it with some force, chain wrapped around the ball, pulling up on it. Still nothing. And finally what I did is I bought a can of Croil penetrating oil. Croil is awesome stuff. Very, very expensive, but truly industrial grade penetrating oil. This can right here was almost 30 bucks for one can, but there's nothing better. Crawled underneath the truck, sprayed the balls up in here with the penetrating oil, with the Croil, and also again around the edge here so that the oil could migrate down and get the balls from the outside. Then I welded this hoop on the ball with an old piece of all thread that I had. Make sure you disconnect the battery in your truck before you weld on it so you don't fry your electronics. Then I used a shop crane, hooked onto it here. That allowed me a straight pull on the ball. Got a little force on it, not too much, just enough to kind of help lift it up. And about 10 whacks with a 4-pounder and it popped right out. So I think the secret, though, is you've got to use the right penetrating oil. I don't want to say anything negative about PB Blaster or Liquid Wrench. They're great products. They've always worked well for me for a lot of things. If you want to fix a pair of rusted scissors, they're great. But for real tough jobs like this, spend the money, get a can of Croil. It works fantastic. I soaked those things for, like I say, overnight with the Croil. And then I think it's important too that you get a straight pull on your ball. That's why I welded that hoop on there. If you're pulling it from the side, it's going to get wedged. But that's how I got it out. Afterwards, I just put a real thin coat of grease on the inside of the receiver before I put the cap on it. I had to buy a new ball. But just put a real thin film of grease inside there. Keep it from rusting. You don't want to put too much grease in there. And I wouldn't suggest putting a lot of grease in here either, because grease can get hard and then it'll make them stick. It gets hard like a hard booger, and then it makes them balls stick in there and you can't get them loose. But also probably a good idea to carry a can of lithium grease. Next time you use your fifth wheel ball, just squirt a little bit of that lithium on there. it's not as thick and gooey as regular grease, and it will help keep it from rusting and take it out when you're finished. But that's how I got it out. Hopefully this helps somebody else. Good luck.